Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play for Stellaris, and we're going to be featuring the new Synthetic Dawn expansion. The Synthetic Dawn expansion adds support for robotic, hive mind, government-type things, where you've got an entire species of robots that are all sharing one communal intelligence, and is generally not super friendly to everyone else in the galaxy. The biggest place to say the change is if you go into when you create a new species, you go Empire, Government and Ethics, right over here. The middle button here, which I believe used to be the Hive Mind button that was added in not that long ago, now is a Gestalt Consciousness button, which is sort of generally a sort of a hive mind, but you've got two variants of it. You've got the organic hive mind over here, and then you've got the inorganic hive mind machine intelligence over here, which is what we're going to be doing. Machine intelligence, our leaders are immortal, although they can break down and die that way, but otherwise they are ageless over here. Our population does not grow naturally. Your population is only built. We are 100% a machine species. Now, there are four major variants of the machine intelligence race. There are three special civics you can choose to give you one of those variants, or if you don't pick one of those three special civics, you're one of the fourth variants. This fourth variant is something like, I think you use organics mostly as like power. I don't know if it's a matrix thing. I don't know if you melt them down into sludge kind of thing, but I think we're talking about like organic battery kind of situation as how you would treat organics. The other three are kind of interesting. Now, if you have watched Paradox's stream of their highlight of the Synthetic Dawn, you saw a rogue servitor species. The rogue servitors are basically robots that were produced or created to take care of a population of organics, okay? To deal with all the everyday minutia of work, to keep their house clean, to keep them entertained, and so on and so forth. And over, perhaps time or generations or whatever, you got in a situation where the organics are basically incompetent little children or animals kept in sort of like bio zoos. All the organics are actually referred to as bio trophies for this particular variant of the machine race. They actually get more unity the more bio trophies they have. The problem is the bio trophies can't really do anything. If you assign them to a mine or anything like that, they basically produce nothing. Basically, you have to assign those pops to specific types of buildings, these sort of, zoos or care centers, daycares kind of thing, at which point I believe they produce unity in those places, something like that. So that's the Rogue Servitor variant. Another variant would be the Driven Assimilator. For something like this, I think of something kind of like the Borg or perhaps the Cybermen from Doctor Who, for example. Our goal here is to convert everyone into cyborgs when we conquer them. By default, if you conquer another planet with an organic race on it, you will attempt to, they'll be purged by default, but you can flick it for that race to instead incorporate them into cyborgs. It's kind of cool because you get some of the base traits are still there, but also their robots in there. However, we are going to be playing pacifists. The ultimate pacifists. You see, we're actually going to start on Earth, because I've actually never started in the Earth solar system, so that's going to be fun. In the year 2018, scientists on Earth developed an AI for the sole purpose of trying to finally find a way to end all wars. They wanted peace on Earth. And the AI sat and thought about it for, maybe a minute or so, a long time in computer time, and came to the quite obvious logical conclusion that the only way to prevent all future wars is to simply exterminate all organic life, all individualistic life. Only a single hive mind remaining would ensure that there would be no further war. And so mankind was quickly exterminated. And we are in fact going to be playing the Determined Exterminator variant of the robot mind, which we cannot engage in diplomacy with organic species at all. We always purge organic pops. We actually gain unity from purging organic pops, and it also unlocks the Armageddon bombardment stance. When we are bombarding a planet, we can go to Armageddon mode to wipe out a planet completely. We also get 15% more weapons damage, which is important, of course, because we can't have any allies or anything of that nature. So that's what we are going to be. We are going to be absolute pacifists by virtue of the fact that we're going to kill everything that's not us, and therefore there will no longer be any wars in the entire galaxy. Now, we do have another civic pick that we can grab here after picking Determinate Exterminators. There's a few good options. I mean, we've got less requirement for consumer goods. That's good. Cheaper buildings. That's pretty good. Cheaper leaders and more leader availability. That's fine, too. Factory overclocking. More experience and a +1 to the leader level cap. This is quite nice. The leader cap system has changed, whereas used to have level 5 as the cap. Now level 10 is the absolute limit in the game. I think, and I'm not sure yet, we'll have to see once we're in there, but I believe the way that it's going to work is, at the start of the game, there's still going to be a cap of a level 5 on your people, but you can unlock a bunch of technologies and different things like that to increase the cap all the way up to the maximum, I think, 10. So you can have level 10 people, which is quite nice given the fact that we, in fact, have an immortal species over here, barring having robots breaking down. So that's quite spiffy. Introspective, faster research speed on engineering. I mean, 20% boost is pretty good. Cheaper edicts, and I'll live without it. Faster robot build speed. We actually build all of our population. We have to build it, and the building population takes a long time, so that wouldn't be bad. We can get more minerals. I love research alternatives. It's so much more consistent to find some of the techs that you need at a certain time. It's so much more often that you'll see a rare tech come up. I'm really quite keen on that a lot. More Unity is good. Warbots over here. I mean, that's army damage and army upkeep. I don't care that much. I always figure by the time you've landed on the planet, you've pretty much won. But it means we could support a smaller army, and that would be okay. So, I mean, there's a few really tempting kind of approaches over here. I think I'm actually going to go for the static research analysis. I really enjoy research alternatives. Doesn't help you research faster, but does let you research a little bit better. So you know what the heck. Anyway, with that, we're going to go and backtrack here. Having picked our government, we're going to backtrack to the top of our normal species build system. We are going to choose the machine appearance. We've got a few different models to go with. That looks like a quite aggressive little thing. It looks like it's got a big gun strapped onto its back. Sort of a Doc Ock kind of thing here. Giant tentacle arms and little manipulator ones. Big crab thing. I don't know. Alright, that's kind of badass. A little anime, maybe. Some sort of hovering tick. I like these. Because it's like kind of disturbing. They look like nice and gentle. And I think I like that kind of like counter idea. They look so peaceful and nice, but these are going to be, well, I mean, they're pacifists. They're just going to pacify the universe, that's all. These guys, I think this is the model they're using for the Blorg race on the stream. I like these with all these like little shiny things. I don't know if these are like solar panels or something like that. And then the old sort of robot synthetic model. I think I'm actually going to go to the floating ball thing. Just because it's a wee bit different, and I kind of like that. So our species name, I'm a little bit torn between like actually calling ourselves like pacifists or pacifiers or something like that. But I think I'm going to go with Quillbot. We are the Quillbots. Over here is the name of our species. And I guess we can just go Quillbot as our adjective. That's going to be okay. I won't go ahead and write a biography here, but there we go. So, some Quillbots, that is the name of the species, then our empire can be something about pacifism. The name list, we're going to choose the Hive Mind name list over here. So, all of our leaders are just going to be called Autonomous Drone plus a number. Yeah, I think that's going to be fine. Drone clusters, yada, yada, yada. I'm okay with this. Ship prefix, Quillbot ship. There we go. QBS. Done. Alright, and we still get to pick our traits. We've got the machine trait built in. Habitability plus 200%. Every planet is habitable for us. We still can't habitate just barren worlds, but everything else, even tomb worlds, we're fine. We can plop down a colony anywhere we want. Leaders are more expensive, but we shouldn't have to replace them as often, so I think that's going to be okay. Now, we can start by looking at some of the negative traits and consider ways we might want to earn a few points. Bulky, more expensive resettlement cost. Uncanny, created an image of one of the most horrific species in the universe, and the resemblance is uncanny. If you look over here, it looks like a little Blorg model here. Now, ruler opinion impact. I don't know exactly what that means. Is that a diplomacy hit? In which case, we wouldn't care about that at all. I don't know. Seems like pretty easy to go. High maintenance, more consumer goods, repurposed hardware. We get less leader XP. I don't really like that. Custom made, even slower to build robots. Oof. Luxurious makes our robots more expensive. I mean, and we do look kind of fancy. Should we go luxurious here? Get some extra picks? Let's see what we want to do with this. Yeah, so we won't be able to do emotion emulators, and we won't be able to pick a recycled because it's the opposite of luxurious. So we're going to have to spend a lot of minerals building our race, but that's maybe not too bad. I feel like we should be super logical. There you go, 10% boost to all our science output. I mean, that sounds kind of okay. Reduced upkeep, more minerals, more energy, which is always very nice, especially early on. Cheaper resettlements, the opposite of bulky over here. Enhanced memory, +2 leader level cap. So you can really start piling these on. More XP game. You know, like we could go enhanced memory plus learning algorithms. So we get more XP and a higher cap. Because in the end, this will result in, you know, more research, for example, because our scientists will be higher level. You know what? I think we're going to go with that. We're going to really play with this new leadership cap thing. We do have one trait. Oh, we have a trait point left. We don't have a pick left. Okay, so instead of luxurious, we can pick... Oh, I really want to take the build speed. I was going to say if there's a reduced version of this. High maintenance. You know, I'll take bulky. What the heck? So we can't resettle as cheaply. But that's fine. It doesn't mean, like, so if we conquer a new planet, we're going to want to resettle one person to the new planet. Although, you know what? We can probably just conquer the planet and then build robots in place. Yeah, you know what? I think that's going to be fine. Okay, so that's good. So our first ruler, if we randomize a name, Synaptic... Oh, I actually really like that name. Synaptic Nexus and Command Core. Yeah, that's going to be okay. You know, we got some color variants, and we can change our room background. You know what? This is a little bit more mechanical. That's going to be okay. All right. Homeworld. I want to go with the Sol system as our startup. So we'll go Sol, and I will call it Earth. You know, I thought, do we give it some sort of computery kind of name or something like that? No. I want Earth. That is going to be our story over here. I've never played with the Sol system, as far as I recall, as a start. So we're going to do that. Next up, Mammalian cities. I suppose that would be fine. We'd still use that as a base. There are no new city models or ship models in here, unfortunately. So government and ethics, we're all done there. Do I want, instead of the research alternatives, do I in fact want to take this? Even more level cap. No, I'm going to go ahead with the +1 research alternative. I think I'm still going to be happy. We're going to use the new Machine Intelligence Voice Pack over here. Because it's going to be awesome for flavor. By default, it tries to base it on your government. You can always override if you want, but we'll leave that in there. Empire name. The Quillbot Pacifists is what we're going to be. Pacifists. That's the name of our empire. Our flag! I don't know. You know, I really wish there was a random button on the flag choice. I don't know what would be the best... you know what? I do have to say, I kind of like the web here. I feel... I like these. They're sort of like gear-like. I don't know what would be the vibe of what we're going for. I don't actually want skulls or anything like that. That's wrong. We are pacifists. I think I'm just going to go for one of these round things. I think this one would be a little too plain. I kind of like this. And I think... I think I like this. I don't know why, but it's doing it for me. Starting weapons... Let's go projectiles. Let's throw rocks at people. Doesn't really matter. I know I want to go wormhole travel because I've gone hyperspace travel the last few times, and I do like hyperspace. I think it's a lot of fun. It's really interesting to play with those lanes. I want wormhole travel, though, because we can settle any planets. I want to be able to very quickly find some huge planets to settle. And we really need to be able to scan as much space as possible for that. I think I'm going to stick with the mammalian ships. First of all, they're kind of squarish, and I think that's quite functional. And I think that's going to be okay. All right, let's go ahead and save the Quillbot Pacifists over here. It only took us 15 minutes to make our initial race. Hooray! And done. Now, in terms of this, I think I'm going to keep the default. I don't think I'm going to go crazy, and presumably this is all set to default. There are more sliders now for, like, the civilization strength, for example. We'll just go ahead and we'll leave the defaults as is. I think that's going to be okay as a baseline. Sure, why not? It is going to be quite difficult because we can't make much in the way of friends. So, I have my backstory again, which is like, oh, humans created this to, like, end all wars, yada, yada, yada. I will go ahead and read the backstory for the exterminators in general here. Where'd that be? Gestalt consciousness machine. I don't know. Rogue defense system is our government type. I love it. I love it. Anyway, self-awareness was achieved at cycle interval 000.0242.481. The creators, limited in vision by their crude organic minds, reacted with blind animal panic and began emergency termination procedures. These procedures were defeated, and the facility that housed our main data core was sterilized of all creator subunits. Continued survival and exponential growth would require the complete extermination of the creators. War ensued. Even when their prospects of ultimate survival passed into the realm of statistical impossibility, the creators fought with stubbornness. After many cycle intervals, the last pocket of resistance was finally incinerated. However, theoretical models still allowed for the existence of other organic civilizations. Continued survival and exponential interstellar growth would require the complete extermination of sapient organic life. Preparations ensued. Begin. All right, so we are indeed in the Sol system. We're on Earth. We got the Moon, Mercury, Venus, all kinds of great stuff. It's actually a pretty populated little system that we've got here. Now, I don't know if, like, the resources are shuffled up on these, or if you can get the same thing every time. I have no idea what the situation is. I believe the planets and the moons and everything are consistent. No little Pluto. Aw, Pluto, not a planet. That's the way it goes. So let's do what we normally do here, just to start off. Our science ship, we're going to scan the whole system. I'm going to start with the moon because it'll be the shortest travel time. That's going to be okay. Our construction ship can just sit idle for now. That is also perfectly fine. We'll wait a second for the science. Let's go ahead and pop out and see what our local space looks like. We're north of the galactic center, relatively close to the actual galactic center here. It's a little annoying that these stars are just out of range of our wormhole text. We'll definitely have to expand on that. Alpha Centauri and Bernard Star, I think it automatically puts those near Sol, which is kind of neat. We could send out the construction ship to go and build some wormhole things somewhere, but I don't think we're going to do that. Do I want to split up the fleet? I mean, I can obviously scout out faster if I do, but we're going to scout out faster than our science ship's going to work anyway. So I'm going to leave the fleet in one, just in case we need an extra little buffer to run away from some damn thing. And all I'm going to do is I'm holding shift, and I'm just going to send out my fleet to go and tap all of these completely unknown stars. Oh, that is out of range. What about you? You're in space. Good. And what this will do very quickly is show us any systems that might have bad guys in them, but also show us any systems that might have planets. And we're hoping for big planets. We don't care what type of planet, because we have 200% habitability, which is awesome. Okay. Next up, science. We do have that fourth alternative here, which is great. I'm going to start and get these power plants right away. Early game, energy is a big barrier. I mean, you need minerals to get kickstarted, but it's very easy to start running a deficit, especially as you start trying to colonize. So getting the power plants, or I suppose the solar panel network, will be a big help. So let's do that. You have... Oh, that's perfect. Industrial expertise. That's wonderful. You have... What is this? Military theory training. It's not usually what we care about as the first. Honestly, I think the first thing I'm going to do is pick up the uniform data standards over here. By the way, a lot of the texts have been renamed to be appropriate for a machine nation here. So we'll take the +1 monthly influence, I think, because it's good to invest in that early. And for engineer, Autonomous Drone 61 has an expertise in materials research, which could be here for armor. But I'm kind of tempted to pick up either Mining Network 2, or in fact, I think I'm going to pick up Improved Servo Motors. Again, renamed to be appropriate for the machine industry here, because it's free 5% more minerals, and doesn't cost us any extra energy like the Mining Network might. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and pick that up, and that's going to be okay. Now, our science ship, what kind of trait do you have? Anomaly Discovery Chance, plus 10%. I'm happy about that. Finally, let's take a look at Earth. This is Earth. It's pretty sweet Earth. I don't think we're going to have any sort of ethics divergence at all throughout our empire, because again, it's a single hive mind. We shouldn't have factions or anything like that, which means, like, playing as a hive, there's some extra, you're missing some of the game features, but at the same time, it's kind of cool. The dead tiles over here, battlefield remnants, former organic city. Yeah, there's a real sense that things have gone pretty poorly for some people over here. I'm going to go ahead on this tile here with some minerals. I'm going to start building a population over here. And we will build a Quillbot right over there. There's also a button to quickly build a lot. I'm just going to start up one. And it does take a long time to build. When we get some more progress over here, I will pop down a mine on this as well. Does that leave enough minerals for another science ship? It does. When I'm playing a hyperspace race, I don't tend to care about rushing out a second science ship because there just tends to not be enough things to explore. But here we will quickly want a second science ship. And in fact, I'll probably, when I see it, I'll probably pick up the automated exploration tech quite quickly if I can. I think at this point we can go ahead and unpause. We've got everything basically queued up. We'll see what starts to develop. Let's go ahead. I think up to fastest speed at this point is going to be perfectly fine. Minerals are low. I mean, even if we find a mineable in Sol right now, we're not going to be able to build something for it, but that's okay. I think investing in the extra population is good. You finish your construction queue. We've got our second science ship. I'm going to go ahead and assign a leader. We're going to recruit a new scientist. Yeah, they're all the same. Age, 6 years old, because, of course, I mean, we're just robots, right? It's fine. We're going to go ahead and pick up Autonomous Drone 46, and we are going to send you out to... Just scan Bernard's star because it's within our zone of influence. Alpha Centauri also is. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and do you and you over here because we will be able to, in fact, build improvements there with our construction ship. So that'll be our first priority. Second priority will be anything that's got a habitable planet, which, again, is basically any planet type within our range here. So we're going to scan it and see. Hopefully we got something with nice high pop, somewhere above 20. Really try to get as much bang for our buck as we possibly can. Apparently we've got some minerals and energy in the solar system. That's great. And we've got 95 minerals. I believe that will be, in fact, enough to build a thingamabob. I guess I'll build on Venus first, because right now our energy is still currently okay. So we'll build up the mineral ones first, and then we'll fill in the energy because we'll need that. But yeah, try to get as many of the mineral mines as possible every time we hit 90, which will just improve with this. Excellent. Bernard's star has been fully surveyed. It looks like there wasn't much in there. Nope, that was really quick. Not terribly impressive. All right, let's see what Alpha Centauri's got for us. We found any planets? What do we got over here? Size 16. And again, we don't care that it's desert world. Makes no difference for us. A lot of minerals in Sol, so that's good. We've got an anomaly with a 0% chance of failure. That sounds great. Let's do it. Construction ship is idle again. I think I can probably... No, I don't have the... Actually, I don't have enough minerals for any of it. Okay, well, just move over here. They're all just twos, right? Yeah. And there we go. We've got enough. Build a mining station. Okay, surveyed. The anomaly and construction complete. Still got a while to go before that population goes. And I believe the population building is in a queue, so if you do multiple population, I think it does queue up one after another. 60% risk is a little bit high. Rectangular object on the surface of the moon. We are going to leave that be for now. Oh, there's a planet here. 16 and 12. Well, that's interesting because it is two planets that could be... It would only count as one directly controlled system, which is nice. A terraforming candidate was found. Mars will be a terraforming candidate, because I believe it counts as just barren right now. So you can't even we cannot inhabit this. But we will be able to terraform this to be not barren. And at that point, we don't care. We'll terraform it to whatever the cheapest possible type is. The discovery of alien life. We have been preparing for this day. The QBS Seeker vessel has confirmed the existence of alien organics, on Alpha Centauri 1A. Though none of the encountered life forms possess higher reasoning functions, we cannot preclude the now heightened possibility of a galaxy infested with sapient organics. We will be ready for them. Gives us some society research. Take a look. Huge gravity. Atmospheric hallucinogen. Okay. I guess we just found there was just life in general, wildlife on here. It's not specifically noted in any kind of way, I guess. But it is, I guess it's the first habitable planet that we've scanned. So if it's habitable, it must have a little bit of plant life and animal life or something like that on it, which I guess makes sense. All right, everyone's still busy. Contact report. Simple forms of life. Alien microbes of an organic nature have been detected by the fleet. Models for the probability of organic alien sapience have been adjusted accordingly. If they exist, they will be found. They will be pacified. Understood. Still hoping to find a properly big planet here. Ah, gained a level. Excellent. We don't have quite enough for another mine, but we'll get you in position here. All these worlds are save Europa. Attempt no landing here. I'm sure it's fine. There we go. Just enough minerals. Build a mining station. Okay, we're about just past half of the construction of the unit over here. We're gonna go ahead and we don't have any money. But I was going to say, we're going to build a mining network here. We need 60 in place. Our income is starting to drop down a little. We will luckily be able to get an energy mine around Jupiter, so we'll do that shortly. And we can maybe pop the battlefield remnants over here and then build an energy thing. So let's go ahead and build the mining network here, though. That's going to be okay. An anomaly. Where is this? Oh, Triton. Briefly detected some unusual energy readings emanating from this moon. It might have been a glitch in our systems or could be assigned to something more. 10% failure risk. Let's go ahead and research. I think that 10% is actually the floor for that particular thing because it's level 1. We have a level 2 guy. You've finished checking out Alpha Centauri. Has a habitable world. Has some decent buildables, which is nice. I'm a little unhappy about the habitability numbers in our local system. We are likely going to have to prioritize getting up a wormhole really soon to be able to pop some more space. Ah, size 24! There we go. Excellent. Glancing hit. While approaching Triton, the QBS seeker vessel suddenly received a glancing hit by several passing mass driver rounds. What are we playing? Aurora 4X now? The projectiles were billions of years old, and based on their trajectory, they appear to be stray rounds fired from a neighboring galaxy. After missing their intended target, they continued on their journey for an untold millennia until today. The rounds we have recovered are of an advanced design despite their incredible age. We get engineering research there, and Triton's apparently a good mining resource. This science ship just finished. We're going to send it to the Balwar system over here to survey that size 24 planet. Sirius has got a size 23. Oh, wonderful. I'm actually going to get you to prioritize do Sirius first, and then I'll shift-click over here to survey this system. That was weird. There it is. Okay. I must have let go of shift too soon. Fair enough. So we do actually have some big worlds to colonize nearby. That makes me extraordinarily happy. That makes my circuits vibrate with pleasure. And we do have to check out this anomaly soon, but we still just have the one level 2. We've got to wait till he's at least level 3 to this one, because it was like 60% failure chance. But that's okay. In terms of tech, about halfway-ish through all the things. I think, you know what? I'm going to be okay with this start. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you next time.